What else we got? Gloria. This NIO's got earnings out. So if you look today, NIO, the Chinese electric maker, reported higher Q2 revenue on Tuesday, but wider loss, which never is good, right? Posted GAAP net loss of blah, 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 blah. Like that to me, I mean, that don't read so good, right? So this thing is, there's a couple things like when you think about like kind of earnings plays and stuff like that is number one, what's like the trend on this thing, right? So if you look at the trend on this bad boy, you know, it's already been down for months. So obviously this thing is a gigantic turdzilla, and you know, that's just the way it goes. So when you see something like this, like it's already got probably like it's probably on the march to zero. So that's where, you know, this thing really rolls lower. So just be mindful of that. BlackBerry. So the old Blackberries had the coolest phones, didn't they? Dude, if you were like in those early 2000s, like mid 2000, like pre 2008 recession times, and you were rolling like with one of those Blackberries, you were cool. Then they had the BlackBerry Bold. Anybody ever see the BlackBerry Bold? Man, that thing was nice. Woo! You just be typing away on those things. I would like to just be like, always message my sister, like, send me an email, just so I could like be in public and be like, just send out an email, look like one of them cool kids, you know. That's what BlackBerry changed the game. BlackBerry changed the game. So there is tons of stuff going on when you do this. Now, so this one looks like a short as long as we can go under like 667. That's when it's going to look cool. Man, this thing is going to be... So under 665, I think we're good to go on this. What do you think? Yeah, hey Shelton, what's up? Patrick, what's up? Shelton, how you doing? Amit, hello, you motherfucker. Hey, so the daily chart on this BYND looks cooked, right? So you have a trend line break right here. If you can actually kind of just bust under this thing, then you're gonna have yourself, a little bit of downfall on this. You're starting to kind of creep back pre-market, which I don't like. But the overall structure on this is like essentially just a giant bear flag. If it breaks down that trend line, then we'll be able to get this thing going. Sick. What else? All right, cool. Dun, dun, dun. Alta, big push yesterday. Thank you, Scotty. Big push yesterday. We closed over the 9 EMA here. You've got room to 250. If you look at this one, after its earnings, it's been just consolidating for a long time. So it's setting up into like that base breakout kind of formation. This thing is now like gone sideways. So buyers and sellers are starting to reach an equilibrium, and now you're starting to bust over the 9 EMA, which is awesome. The range on this was pretty good. Like you went from 228 to 240 by the end of the day. In percentage terms, maybe not that hot, but yeah, still 4%, 5%. But you can see here like a breakout, pull back to the 9, and then it goes. So like it's also moving and trending in a clean manner. That's what we're really looking for, right? It's not just chart patterns, but like, does the chart actually have the ability to move and give us what we need? That's always, just as important as anything else. So definitely something that we've got to kind of keep an eye on, but I like it. We're going to keep the party going on that one. Set edge. Sedage is a solar stock. Solar stocks are like notorious for being dick to trade, but you can see here like you've got this like at a big push. You got your 9 EMA kind of cruising up under it. The 9 EMA was at 80 a couple days ago, right? It raised to 83, 84. Man, another sideways day on this would be ideal because you're still at a 90 stochastics. You really need like 1 or 2 more days to let this thing tighten up. And if it can tighten up a little bit, that's going to give it power, right? Stocks, they get their power from consolidation and basing. You're just a little bit overbought. Another maybe 1 day, 2 days, I think that's going to even this thing out. It was at the top of the Bollinger Band, but you can see now the Bollinger Band's, now it's kind of restricting back under that, which is good. It's going to give us more room for it to pop. What happens is like when you're like really nuzzled up too far up against the upper Bollinger Band, right? The stock doesn't have any more room to go. It doesn't have any more heat left because, you stretched out its upper limit of what it normally moves in terms of its range. So just something to be mindful of. This Roku could be a turd again today. Frankly, when you're oversold, like you really should be able to bounce. Watch this 112. That was yesterday's high. If you can get over yesterday's high, it's got that chance for a squeeze. Do not discount the fact that Roku may consolidate for a couple days or chop around. It may even break over 112, break back under. This thing was all over the place yesterday. You can see it was like, right? So it was just like, look at how it was just crisscrossing around up and under the VWAP. I mean, that's like, so it's like acting like it's not even there, right? When you're stuck in that kind of range, it makes it untradeable. We may have a couple, shake and bakes today, but once the trend sets, watch and see how it holds around the VWAP and its EMAs. If that trend starts to set, we'll hop on it. We'll start to participate and get this thing going. 112. And then on the downside, don't discount the fact that this thing may just break back down. It could go sideways for another day, work off that oversold condition, and then break back down. The trend is down on this thing, isn't it? So at that point, you may bounce up a little bit and then just break back down because the trend is over. Like this is up, it's essentially over. Like this thing is not getting back into the 170s for a very long time. Play had a nice down day yesterday. You can see this thing just creeping down. You had bear flag after bear flag, taps into the EMAs. That's what you want to see, right? That kind of clean trader. Guys in the chat room, why didn't we catch this thing yesterday? Man, we all bailed after the morning because it was so slow. We got to do a better job running some of our scans. We'll catch this one. This is down 6% today, yesterday. It's got a date with this kind of 36, 37 area in the next couple days. Check this out. So you got pins over here. Nice, beautiful breakdown of the trend line. So you got to break down, pull back into the 200 SMA. You got to break down, pull back into the 200 SMA over here. You got just a nice kind of easy consolidation coming here. Break down, pull back. See how it's it's just nuzzling against that 200 SMA. The breakdown under the 9. That's nice. Now you're opening up. You're opening up strong over here. Man, breakdown's going to get going, right? Breakdown's going to get going. I like this one. So you got $2. You have $2 range. Let's keep that one. That's top of the list, guys. Play, pins. If we need shorts, that's the top of the list. These gappers for today are lame. We are we're pre-earnings right now. Like, we got 1 month before earnings, so you're going to get like 1 or 2 movers every day, but you're not necessarily going to get like 10 or 15. And the 1 or 2 movers you're going to get, they're not going to be like the hottest ones. You know what I mean? Because you're just in that kind of pre. Yeah, Netflix, I think still. Watch the low from 260. I think it could still bleed out. My worry on Netflix is you got 1 down day, 2 down day, 3 down day, 4 down days on this bad boy. 262 is the mark. I wouldn't be surprised to see it squeeze at some point today. Its longer term and intermediate term trends are reversing. It just happens to be you're down 4 days in a row. You're at a 15 stochastic, so it definitely needs to kind of pop up a little bit, but it's bleeding out. It could just kind of bleed out like Roku, where everybody's just like, fuck these streaming things, and, go. Trade the price action on that bad boy. OSTK, because it gapped up, I don't really have any interest in it today. I was thinking long on it in case it, it gapped down into the support, up. That takes a little bit of my fun out of it, a little bit of the stretch out of it. A lot of times now when it opens up strong, it just fades off. So that's not where I want to go with this thing. I was thinking if it could get down into 910, like I'd have like some room to roll, but sadly I don't, right? For you little degenerates that love these little cheapies, you got LCI2. Nice curl off the 9 EMA here. You've got room up to like 1560 today. Frankly, this one's got decent liquidity in too, so I wouldn't even consider this necessarily like a small cap play. This has got nice range. It's got the volume you need. This one's got good range. You keep this on the list. Watch this thing. It does this a lot where like it'll dip down at the open. It'll start to rebound. You'll get like a higher low. See how you got like start to see like little higher low, higher low, higher low. Start to break over the VWAP and really speed up. You see that, good job, Patrick. Yeah, you see that a lot on this one where it'll dip down and start to build and then go. Oh, yes, my friends. Hey, Kern looks okay. This one for me is like, it's in no man's land. It doesn't do much volume normally, so I feel a little bit more weird about a stock like that, like, because it just doesn't have ever any liquidity. I mean, you never know, like, if it's going to get pumped or something, I guess it could get going. The best ones out of these, what you'll see, though, usually with the small caps, like, the best ones, they have like over 1 million shares in volume pre-market, at least like 500,000. But most of them are getting closer to 1 million out of the small cap ones. So that's just something like I always kind of keep in my mind too. Like if you see a stock like a Kern and it's moving like 50,000 shares pre-market, then that may not be anything worthwhile. Keep an eye on this AMBA. This one looks more like a swing trade to me. This one looks more like a swing trade to me. Like if it breaks out of this trend line, you may get a second go on this thing. You're like really holding its consolidation range. When you have a stock that's had earnings, right? And then you run for a few days, that first longer term consolidation, they call those like compression breakouts where the range really compresses and the volume compresses, but it builds up that steam that you need to kind of break out into the high side. So just something to be mindful of. Everything else we've talked about looks still pretty good. So I keep these gappers, KMX, NIO, BB, BYD on watch list. None of these are A pluses. You got to rank your plays, right? So you have tier ones. Tier ones are stocks that are ready to go now. They're hot daily charts. They have the float, the volume, everything that you're looking for that matches what you like to do. Tier twos are stocks that are hot, but they need a little bit of work. It's like a butterface. And then tier 3 is stocks that you just trade every single day. I wouldn't give any of these like A on the setup list. Hey Phil, what's up, baby? JC, I got that on my list, baby. You know it. I don't think this is a swing short. They would really need to set up. I mean, if you had it over here, sure, but hard to swing short after just a couple days consolidation. All right, so let's go have some fun. Let's go do what we do, which is the do. Pablo, what's up? Justin, how you doing? Danny, you ready to go? Yeah, man, BlackBerry was a solid phone. BlackBerry was a solid phone. You can fire off text like no other than that BlackBerry. Now, I wish I had like some business or work back then to be looking cool firing off those texts, but I was just doing it anyways. Oh, yeah. Yeah, FSOY, keep that on the list too. Sweet. All right, good luck, guys. Remember, market's slow. Yesterday was probably the slowest day I've seen in weeks to months. Make one or two trades and bail if it's not there. As with traders, if the action's hot, then we got to stay all day. We got to stay all day, work to the close like real men of honor. But if the action's not there, then, we just bail and, twiddle with our wieners, play with our butts, read books, whatever. Do what you do. But find other ways to entertain yourself. Let's go. Let's go. All right?